Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Safe Room. You're within the presence of the President Sean Williams, and we are back with another episode. It's just me, no special guests, no crazy things. It's just me rocking solo. I haven't done this one in a minute, so this should be fun. But today, I want to talk about something really important that honestly, like I've been holding off for a while, but I have to say it has to come off my mind. I don't care anymore. Let's get into it. So, technology. Yeah. Yeah, we're having that discussion. Technology. Okay. So, just a little story time. So, for me, with my podcast, I like to improve different things, try to do something new, something out of the bloom. And one thing that I wanted to do was, you know what? I need a new mic. Now, no disrespect to the mic I have already, but that shit I got at Sheridan Mall for like 20 bucks at Winners. And like, it was not going to suffice. It just was not going to be something I'm going to use. Like, okay, like this is it. Plus, like, I'm not going to cap. I was working on the song and I probably told myself that the audio isn't the best. And maybe it's because I'm using the mic because it's definitely not my environment. Like there's nowhere in my house where it's like, oh, it's super loud or like the noise reduction or something like that has a factor. Like, trust me, like it was fine. But I listened to it back on my computer with the mic I had before, and it was just like, nah, it don't feel the same. It just doesn't. So I told myself, okay, I gotta get a new mic. So voila, have a new mic. Paid over $100 for this one. And I also got like a whole new kit and everything, little different things. We got some little sound effects. And it got me thinking about how much I need to like set up this. Now, I'm no tech expert. I'm not savvy or anything like, but I fall in like that weird gray area where it's like on one end, if you tell me to do something that involves like technological like devices or stuff, like I'll be good. Like, okay, I can do this. And then sometimes the simplest things I'd be struggling. Like I don't even know what to do sometimes where you tell me like, oh, I need you to fix this or like connect it to the router. And I'll be like, huh? Like what? Like that's not me. Like I didn't study this. I'm not learning this. Like this is why I don't do this in my free time. Okay. The point is like I fall within that gray area. But then it made me think to myself, the time it took me to, like figure out all the setup for this, the new mic and everything. It made me think, you know what? Like we really need technology. Like we really need like to understand, and we need it in our daily lives. Now, I'm going to challenge that notion. I look. I know what I just said. We need technology, but I'm going to challenge that near the end of the episode. But first, I want to talk about what is technology. Like, what is it? Like, is it something where it just involves just the internet? Is it something where it involves like being on multiple devices? So, let me give you the realistic view. The realistic view is that technology is usually connected to like phones, tablets, laptops, all different devices that you can go online via the internet and you can just connect, whether it's connecting with different people or connect to certain information. That's what really the objective of technology is. But sometimes I even think to myself, like, yo, like sometimes like I don't even want to be on my phone. Like I legit don't even want to be on my phone, but it's like I have to. And like I know people would understand where I'm coming from. You know, when you are so busy with so many things, especially in this day and age where like everything is just evolving all the time, you may be doing something where it's like, I don't want to be on my phone because like I'm bored. I have to be on my phone because if I don't be on my phone, or if it's not my phone, my laptop, if I'm not on a device, I'm not gonna get any shit done. I'm not gonna get nothing done. Like I'm gonna be there just stuck, right? And like what's it? Those what's it? I think it's that app that tells you, oh, you were on like for on average this much hours during the week or blah 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 whatever. They always tell me this every week. And listen, if people know, I'm not a social media type of guy. Like if you check my IG, 90% is podcast related. Like, I ain't trying to go on there and, like, flex or do any crazy photos. I'm not even doing like selfies that, like, okay, let me take like 5 minutes or 10 minutes to filter. I'm not doing stuff like that. Cause, like, why would you care about that? I want to post something that means something. I'm hoping that it actually has value. I'm not a big social media guy, like, legit. And, like, during my days of like high school and everything, even like university before the pandemic, like, I still wasn't on my phone like that. If I did, it's because, like, I took a break and, like, because I didn't want to kill myself. Like, I care about my mental health. Okay, so, and you know how university is, the nonsense that they throw. But the whole point was that I wasn't really a phone, like, laptop type of dude. Like, when it just came to free time, it just wasn't until the pandemic hit. And man, oh man, I swear, I swear to God, my usage on my phone and my laptop just skyrocketed. It just went up. And it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was my fault, but it was more of just the matter of the situation. So at right now at the moment, I'm working two jobs and I have two podcasts. Plus I'm doing like other things on the outside. So the fact that all this is happening at home, by the way, the two jobs I have are remote. So just take that in. Two podcasts, two remote jobs, and I'm still doing things outside. You would assume that, like, I would be like on my phone like 24/7. Like, honestly, I remember before, and like, I'm bringing this back into full context of what I mentioned about the screen monitor app and everything. I would say before the pandemic, I was probably on my phone like 7 hours, 8 hours a day. That's like one third of a day, which isn't that bad. It really isn't that bad. And then when the pandemic kicked in, I kid you not, I it went up to as much as 14. Like 14. Like, I was nearly spending half the day on a phone, on a laptop, something. But it wasn't my fault. It wasn't like me saying, "Oh my god," and like, you're just getting hooked in with all this stuff. No, because I had classes for school. That's one. And depending on your schedule, there may be a day you don't have that much hours, and there may be a day you have a lot, but still, it's on average. But one thing I knew for sure, I was working two jobs too. I mean, the second job just happened recently, but the one job, I've been on there for a year now. I was working hours there. So that adds up. And then my podcast, not just recording, but editing, making all the posts, through, like, I do all my posts through Canva. So all that stuff goes into consideration as well. And then there's the time, obviously, where I take a break. And you know what? If there's days that I'm really focused and I know what I have to do, I won't be on my phone that long for a break. Other days, if I'm super lazy, there may be times I'll be on my phone 3 hours straight and I just don't care. So yeah, it adds up really badly. And it made me think to myself, like, as much as this is tiresome, we actually need it. Because, like, the real question is, okay, so first of all, what does technology, like, do to us? Obviously, it makes us tired. Like, if you're on your phone like 24/7, I don't care who you are, you're not going to tell me that, oh, I'm fine. Like, no, it's going to do something. It's going to do something to your eyes and everything. It's going to have an effect, like, for sure. Also, another thing, like, information literacy. I mean, I love this concept in the sense that we're trying to learn new things, but at the same time, I feel like we're always attaching ourselves to the same sources. We're always going back to the same things. And really, what we're doing, we're kind of just informing ourselves on things we already know that well. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to question anyone's judgment that they don't learn anything new. But if you're learning about something new, it's probably about a subject matter that you already know very well. Not in the sense that, oh, I never heard about this, or I haven't heard things like this, no discussions like this. You know what I'm saying? And you can even say, like, does it bring us closer or does it divide us? Because, like, you know the world of like social media and everything, how that is like so hectic, and how, like, what's it, TikTok, Shade Room, Twitter, Instagram, like, I mean, everything around that. You have people with their hot takes. You have people going at each other in the comment section, posts and everything. There's always something happening around there. And I mean, that's what we tend to use technology for. We use it for social media, education, entertainment, work. And one thing I realized is that despite all of that, like, we actually need it because people can't really survive without it. And I know that's a phrase people like to throw and everyone wants to challenge it like, oh yeah, you can survive without it. Like, what are you talking about? Listen, I know there's like half, not even half, I could say probably like 80% of y'all, and you can put me in this field as well. Take away my phone for 6 hours or more. If it's like after 6 hours, at least, I probably could go 8, but 6 hours after that, I would be like, in the back of my mind, I'd be like, okay, like I'm be thinking, okay, did I get any new mail? Did I get any notifications? Did something happen? And again, I'm not doing it because I actually care about the whole gossiping and like what's going on. No, it's because I'm so busy with my work and what I have to do. If I don't get it done, or if I'm not even paying attention to it, that's a problem. Like that's a problem for me. Like I kid you not. Like there'd be times I'd be going out to like other places, even if it's like, what's it like? I was out with my family the other day and we went to Downgy Park to just sit. And like, it's sad, but in the back of my mind, all I could think about is, okay, like, when am I going to record this podcast? Okay, when am I going to finish this post? All right, when am I going to do my stuff for work? Like, I couldn't even just take the time to be like, okay, let's just relax. We're in the park. We're chilling, all the cases are going down. I was thinking about like other stuff. And that's something I want to like, address later on. But that's my point. We're so hooked to technology that even like for the slightest second, we're gonna be like, okay, what's happening? What's this and that? And it's mind-boggling. It really is. So what has like technology, like what's some examples? The pandemic, that I think that's a huge one. I mean, people were already on their phones and devices before. I mean, when the pandemic kicked in and you couldn't go nowhere. Oh, it just tripled. It just went up exponentially so badly. But also, even real life conversations, like still now, people are still going on their phones, their iPads, their tablets, their MacBooks, their PC laptops. It doesn't matter, like people are still going, and like what it's showing us that technology, as it should be a wide range of things, it's becoming digital. Like I feel like when people think of technology, it has to be something that is digital, that's something that you can see off a screen. Like if it's not that, or if not a screen, like can just be worked in a function that revolve, like similar to like something digital, if it was on a screen, you know if it's not that, then it's not really within the individual's mind of what technology is. And to that, I mean, I understand, but maybe we need to start thinking in a different sense. Because to me, technology isn't digital. Technology is knowledge. And last time I checked, not all knowledge is digital. It really isn't. Like, you can obtain knowledge without having to, go on a phone or go on a device. I mean, and I know people are thinking like, oh, how is that possible? Well, go outside. Go outside. I mean, if you're walking down the street and you see a stop sign, what is that telling you? That's telling you, okay, so but by laws and regulation, I cannot just keep walking. I have to stop, yield right away, make sure there's no cars coming in my direction, and and then proceed with caution. Then you move forward. You see different signs and everything. Hey, there may be like other things as well. Another example, billboards or posters, you're walking down the street and you may see a poster, maybe for a job, saying, hey, do you want to obtain employment? Here's for youth from 15 to 29, $15 an hour at this location. And from there, you're actually obtaining like, okay, like I get to know like what the job description is, what they're asking, stuff like that. Like that in a way is technology. And I know everyone's gonna look at this in a stupid way, like, Sean, that's not technology in a sense. Like, yeah, it is, but like that's not technology. Look, I understand we've been subdued to like think that tech has to be something like you have to press with buttons, all this and that, but it doesn't. And what pisses me off when people say, oh, yo, man, like, why don't you take a break? Like, what, you're on your phone so many times. So, what you would recommend for me is to get off my phone and like not do anything. Well, here's my rebuttal. If I'm not going to do anything on my phone, as you say, or like I'm doing too much when it comes to like being on a device, we better be doing something outside of that. Like I don't want to be off my phone and then let's say, okay, I'm just sitting there and just nothing's happening. Like if we going out, we're going out. We're gonna do something. All right. Like we're not gonna stay in the house. I'm not gonna stay here and this and that. Because if we are, I'm just gonna take a nap. I'm just gonna take a nap. I could do something where it's like, I could chill. But how long does that last? I mean, it's not gonna last that long. And even at that, if you're going out, I'm pretty sure that you're going to involve yourself with that has something to do with technology. I mean, think about it. If you saying, "Hey, let's go out somewhere," and you're driving a car, well, isn't that using technology? Aren't you like having all these different things, your music, the engine, like you have to drive, it, I mean, come on, doesn't that count? I mean, I don't understand. I mean, and people's like, okay, like let's listen to some music. Well, that's technology too. It's coming off the phone or whatever device you're using. Heck, maybe if we go out somewhere and we don't let's take the bus. Well, the bus is technically technology as well. Again, like you have the little like the stop buttons, how to work that, all this, and like like what's going on? So the people are like, you need to stop. You're using too much technology. Literally everything around us is technology. The problem is, it's not about we don't use too much technology. It's about we use too much technological devices, or better yet, we kind of depend too much on it. And instead of we need technology, which I said before, and I'm going to challenge this, we need to manage our use for technology. Like, if you want to be on your phone, fine. Just, learn how to use your time wisely. Like, don't try to go on your phone and do something that's not going to be beneficial. Because again, I truly stick to my notion of technology is knowledge. Because whatever you're doing, you're always learning something. You're always trying to understand something better, or maybe learn something for the first time. I mean, case in point, setting up this new mic. Like, I kid you not, this took me like 2 hours, but for those 2 hours, I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't really on my laptop. I was just focusing on that. At the end, when I was able to set all this up, I felt proud because like it was more than just like, okay, it's working, but like I learned something. So maybe in the future, if anyone asks like, how did you do this? I can explain it to them. Or better yet, I can just be like and master. Maybe I want to teach people like this, if I want to use it on my YouTube channel, like, okay, this is how I set up this mic, or I can give a review on this. That's perfect. Stuff like that helps. So like when people say like technology, like it's rotting ourselves. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, should people like tone it down for sure? And like I'm one of those people. Like maybe I could take a break and do something like that. And that's what I do sometimes. I know before I was doing like at home workouts, something different. I used to clean if I was bored as well, do stuff like that. But even I tell myself, I can't clean every day because like, and there may be days I may not be able to work out every day. So it's not about we need to stop or we need to just cut everything. It's about managing it, but also important as well. If you're going to be using a technological device, try to learn something from it. Try to learn something that you can benefit from. And I'm not trying to be like this wise guru that's like, oh, you need to do this. It's your life. Live it the way you want. I mean, that's okay. With like for me, what God has kind of given me is that He wants me to like do His work and for me just to help others. That's always been like my mantra, to just help others and help people, realize their full potential. And that's kind of like, what I'm doing right now with my podcast, with the two jobs I have. I don't think I've gone a very long period where I wasn't doing anything. Like, I kid you not, if I am the times that I'm not doing anything at all, like something's wrong. So I'm not telling you guys to be like, hey, like you need to fix your life or fix this, stop going on your phone. We need to learn how to manage our technology. I'm not like one of these people in the streets about like these anti-maskers, like, oh, don't wear your mask. I'm not gonna be like that. It's your life, live it the way you want. But I just wanted to bring this up to speed because this is a conversation that surprisingly is not talked about. Like no one really talks about the sense of like, oh, we need technology. I've heard a lot of people say to themselves, and even in normal conversations, that oh, like I'm not sure if we need that much technology. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but it's like I don't think no one actually comes up to like what I'm doing, step to the mic and say, no, we need it. Like I don't care what we need it. We need it. And like I'm telling you right now, if you were to cut everything like technological devices like right now for like a month, I kid you not, we would probably go into crisis. Not like just not just mentally, but like from an eyes perspective, just looking, things would go wrong. And I know I mentioned not everything has to be digital, and that's true. That's so true. Like you can still learn stuff by going outside and doing this and that. But I will play devil's advocate. Having things like the internet has made things much more easier to ask questions about things we don't understand. Because imagine if you were like just moving around and you didn't know what this was, you could pull out your phone and then type in Google, like, what is this? Or ask Siri or whatever, it helps. I'm not saying that it's dependent, but it's a double-edged sword. You got to play it both ways. You can't just hate on technological device and say we just need to go outside, or be like, why are we always outside all the time? Like it's fine. Like we're on our phones, we can do everything. Or like you have to find a balance and learn how to use it to your own advantage. That's the most important thing. So for me, it's not really we need technology. I know that's more of the realistic approach that not even most, I think some people would only say, but we need to manage our use for technology. We need to do a better job of not staying on the phone or social media for 4 hours or whatsoever. Or even for, I mean, I'm probably exaggerating, but there's probably people legit that spend almost a quarter day on social media. Like I said, I'm not really trying to spend there for a long time. Like the only app I use for a long time is YouTube. That's it. I'm not on Instagram like that. I'm not on Twitter, Facebook, nothing like no, none. It's just YouTube. That's it. I'm more on my mail than I'm on my Instagram. Like no lie, I really am. But yeah, that's pretty much my take. So what I would say as like, I guess what I'm gonna do moving forward, I'm gonna do a better job just not trying to waste my time on like being on mobile devices and hoping to like, just take a break. And if I can take a break, at least try to learn something within the while. Like, if you feel like you're just on social media, there was something that you wanted to learn for a while back, take the time to do it. I mean, social media's not going nowhere. Like, trust me, it's not. Okay. So like if you're worried that you're gonna miss a post or this, like you can easily go on their account and just scroll down. Like it's gonna be there. And like you actually throw some bullshit about, oh, save for this. Yeah, but I mean, which one's actually gonna be meaningful at the end? Someone making a post and then you pressing like, or like you like something that you can actually learn and take for you that could turn into a good opportunity. I think I made my case right there. Anyway, so yeah, guys, I would say just moving forward, just learn how to manage technology better, not just from a digital perspective, but just overall. Like try to go outside. And you know what? I will say I've been so heavy on my work because I really want it to be impactful that sometimes I don't take the chance to go outside. So maybe I'll start doing that more often, get some fresh air, some nice breeze and everything. And you never know. But I think that's gonna do it. I've had fun talking about this. I'm not gonna lie, like this is something I wanted to do for a while, and I'm glad I got this off my chest because it needs to be said. Like we need technology, and like from both aspects, from the digital, from like the outside perspective, the societal perspective. Sorry, and it's something that we can't deny. Like you guys could argue all this and that, but we need it. We need it. I'm telling you, the minute they cut everything, you'll at best probably a week. It could even be less than a week, maybe like 3 days, and then you're gonna be asking for stuff again. You're gonna be asking, but that's how we are. We're humans. We're very like consumption. Like we love to consume everything. That's what we are. But it's nothing to be ashamed of. That's just how we're built. That's how God made us. But oh well. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for listening for this episode of the Safe Room. Just a couple announcements. So The old school, new school, part part two. Dude, 1 plus 1, 2. Let's go. Anyway, it's coming. It's dropping July 23rd. I've already announced 2 guests. Shout out to Emily, big ups to my sis Chanel. You know, they're gonna be on the episode. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what to expect. Not in the sense that it's gonna be bad. I know there's gonna be a lot of like debate, screaming, like yelling, just a lot of it's gonna be crazy. I can just smell it already, but I'm so excited. Also, on the song that I'm doing. So yeah, I think you heard what I said earlier on in the episode that my original mic was trash. So I'm gonna have to do some re-recording. And I just want to say firsthand, I apologize to Andrew. Shout out to Andrew because he helped me with the mix. I apologize, but maybe I might need you again because of this issue. So again, I apologize for that, but it is what it is. I'm in the process of that, and when I finish it, I'll let you guys know. And I have a creative way of how I want to go with this, you know. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for future episodes and everything. But I gotta go because I have a very busy schedule. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram within the description and everything. I drop episodes every Friday at noon. Don't forget that. Please don't like I feel like I have to keep reminding you guys. Friday 12. Okay, I'm out here, man. Oh, also one more thing. Please go follow my second podcast. I said my, how disrespectful. Sorry. Shout out to Kevin and Michael. Go follow our podcast, the Court Advantage podcast. I'll put that in the description. We have a huge, probably our biggest episode so far. We have True Talks as one of our special guests. He's a YouTuber from Toronto. This man is amazing. I'm telling you, this man's IQ, it's out of this world. It's not. No one be doing it like him. No one. So you're in for a treat for that episode. Make sure you guys remember the date, July 17th, also dropping at noon. And yeah, so I gotta get out of here, guys. But thank you so much, and see you guys next time.